St. George's has helped in finding each of our unique capabilities and flaws, while still, in a way, forcing each of us to be molded to be part of a brotherhood that in many ways exists similarly to a family. At one point or another, each of us have been coerced into participating, be it by peer or faculty, into one thing or another, sports, clubs, or otherwise. This propelling into motivated channels has assisted us
in finding ourselves in a confusing and often tumultuous period in our lives. These complicated times and the direction that Saints provides has helped individualize each of us through forming multiple personas, egos, and shadows. These in turn will remain in our being through to adulthood.
St. George's has helped me realize that personas, well, everybody has so many different personas, but in reality, each of those personas is something that we want to show everybody else, an ideal perpetuation of ourselves, when in reality as well that all those personas encompass our true selves, and it just encompasses different facets of each of those personas. And in school, it really comes to light which of those personas we want people to see.
The shift in atmosphere from class to class, from, chemistry to art to PE in the younger years, that alone called for a massive persona shift.
Being involved in so many things, sports, arts, community-wise, St. George's definitely helps you and helped me figure out what type of personas I should put on in front of different people.
So in terms of the shadow for all three of us at St. George's, it kind of helped us see what before we had put in our shadow.
Yeah, it clarified for us what we actually wanted to be, and the things that we didn't need to repress, but we still did just because we felt uncomfortable. And as you grow up and you get to the later grades, and St. George's makes you realize that it's not bad to be different or weird. It's actually good to have a unique sense of yourself.
I came from a family with two brothers, and both of them did trumpet and played rugby, and didn't really do art. And especially with the junior school, you kind of got a sense that, these things were big deals and that there was a reason that they had done these things, that it somehow, put you ahead. But then coming through St. just seeing the diversity of stuff and how people could excel, like, anywhere. They didn't have to go or do anything in particular to, be accepted as Saint's community.
My brother also went to St. George's, and like the first time I stepped into the senior school, everyone kept comparing him to me and asked me if I was going to be like him. But as a person, I repressed my feelings of I don't want to be like my brother. But as I grew up into St. George's and being able to go through like some of the course loads that I had, I realized that yes, me and my brother do have very similar kind of likes. And so St. George's has helped really me realize that it doesn't matter if I'm like my brother. I'll still be myself no matter who I am.
Yeah, I feel we're definitely not old enough to truly uncover our true selves, but St. George's is one of the many molders that we'll encounter in our lives that will help with that forming. And after talking with so many people in St. George's, so many people who are willing to listen and so many people who are willing to give their time and just go that extra mile, you can really start to discover like what is actually meant for you and what things you thought were meant for you as a kid.
Yeah. And also just being in St. George's, the common denominator between, all my favorite teachers is that they're impassioned to be there, and it's not some job they wound up with. They're generally interested in, shaping my life and shaping my views, and as I start, figuring out what it is that I admire about those people, it helps me to figure out what I want to see in my
Oh, Misha. Yeah, from going to wanting to be a businessman to wanting to write books. Just from my teachers, my English teachers in particular, and my friends that I surround myself with, especially this year and last year, I've come to discover that, we do change a lot, even though we think we know everything since day one. St. George's has made me realize what it means to be an individual and to individualize myself, and at the same time still make me feel like a part of a community. So I still feel like I belong even though I'm unique and different.
Saints has made me realize that there's not really a pressure to be anyone in particular, that being an individual is just doing what you want. Saints has allowed me to become an individual.
Saints has allowed me to become an individual.
Saints has allowed me to become an individual. Point or another, each
Shot. Yeah.